Thursday here on WCNC Charlotte News at 4, where we talk about topics impacting Charlotte area pets and pet owners. Today we're talking about Parvo. It's a dangerous virus that impacts dogs and it can be deadly. In fact, we spoke with a local vet who says her office has been seeing more severe cases than usual, and it's having heartbreaking impacts on families and their pets. Vanessa joining us now in studio. So Vanessa, you found out some things that pet parents can do to prevent it, because once a dog gets this, it's really tough.
Yeah, indeed, Carolyn. You know, really the best thing to do in this case would be prevention, just based on some of the outcomes that vets are reporting in shelters and rescues. We have been seeing some Parvo cases in local shelters and rescues lately, and the vet we spoke with today told us for some reason these cases have just been very severe. Sadly, more puppies than usual seem to be succumbing. CNPD Animal Care and Control tells us, in fact, it had 8 cases of Parvo at the shelter the first 2 weeks of this month, and all of them were in dogs under a year old. So this is why we wanted to take a moment to talk about this virus and share steps that pet parents can take to avoid their dog getting sick at all. So first, let's talk about what Parvo is. It is an intestinal virus. It has some pretty awful symptoms, including severe vomiting. There's diarrhea, really in some cases, a lot of cases, bloody diarrhea. And I'm sorry if anyone's having their snack right now, but it's really important to note that's a very key symptom here. The dog could have poor appetite, nausea, weakness. Puppies tend to be the most susceptible due to their budding immune systems. And then sometimes we see dogs who are older than a year old getting sick too if they don't have a full vaccination history. So here's Dr. Jill Pascarella with Charlotte Animal Referral Emergency talking about what you need to know.
And I've been doing this for a long time. It used to be that if you had owners or rescues that could commit to doing the recommended treatment, that most of those dogs made it through and went home. And we're just not necessarily seeing that anymore. I would wait until your veterinarian says that they have completed the vaccine series before taking them to public places like parks, even walking around your neighborhood, going to pet stores, breweries, things like that.
So you heard her there talking about the importance of vaccination, but also isolation until the vaccines can kick in. Specifically, she said in her office this past week, they had 3 cases of Parvo and only 1 dog made it out alive, despite all of their best efforts. So Dr. Pascarella says if you have a new puppy you're bringing into your pack, make sure your resident dogs as well are up to date on their vaccinations, and of course the puppy too. Be proactive if you see any symptoms. For example, the dog is happy and active when you first bring them home and then suddenly starts acting lethargic after a few days. Get them checked out immediately once you see that turn. Don't wait for those digestive symptoms that we mentioned to start, because really the earlier you get help, the better. And really, we just want to avoid folks having to go through a terrible situation, and their pets, of course, too.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that we need to talk about. And so I'm happy that you brought it to all of our attentions.